Good evening, good people. It is time for another reveal stream for the Duckling Rally. It is Saracen in the booth with me. We got Luffy DV, and we've got our runner tonight, Fry Teeth. Luffy, how you doing tonight?
Hey, Saracen. Happy to be here. Happy to be back joining you. Excited for what we got tonight. We're doing a little chatting. These look like they're going to be some fun, and we got the right runner, I think, in the room with us. How you doing, Fry Teeth?
I'm good. Looking forward to this. These are definitely some interesting flags, and we'll see what we get tonight.
Yeah, we get a little bit of spoilers right out the gate to show that there is Shard Hunt on the blue screen. We got a little bit more than that, though,
Yeah.
folks.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So we got a short topher, which is super nice, right? We all like short topher. Well, what does short topher mean? It probably means that something's a little bit more complex on the front side.
Yep.
Short topher means you don't have to do any floors. It's just the Chaos floor and the Fiend refights.
Mm-hmm.
Hooray.
Yeah. Seems simple enough, right?
To get into Topher, we do not need to kill the Fiends. We need to collect 28 shards. Now, the first Fiends are worth shards. The Earth Orb and the Fire Orb being lit are 2 each. The Air and Water Orbs, 4 each.
Mm-hmm.
It's very helpful.
Yes.
So, yeah, you can get 12 that way. Everything else will be in chests and such.
Yeah. Interesting, strategies come into play with this. Like, do you go for the Fiends and the guaranteed shards? Do you try to just open as many boxes as you possibly can? And we'll get to why decisions may have to be being made in that pretty soon as well, because we're not done having fun.
All right, scale. Lower encounter rates, higher experience.
Yes.
What do you think that means, Luffy?
I think that means we're going to be doing a few things in some areas we may not want to be early on, quite possibly.
Yeah, right? Now, one note, and this is a little bit of a scroll down for Dark, who is our restreamer extraordinaire. We are still scaling by item, not by shards.
Yes.
That is an option to do by shards. We're not doing that this time around, though. It's fine. Just pay attention to your key items.
Mm-hmm.
Incentives. This looks shockingly vanilla, except that Masa is unchecked and Vorpal is checked.
I wonder what we're doing here.
Hint givers are on. We like hint givers, right?
They do. They can help. They can have some uses. They can also troll you a bit. But they're good to see on. It's a nice level of comfort, I think, in the early on. Because this is still supposed to be newer-ish. Although we're going to get to the fun stuff on the next screen, I think.
Getting close. Close. All right. Mode and world. Well, we've got early open and extended open.
Yes.
Extended open makes it so you can walk from Canaria all the way to Elfland and Marsh.
Yeah, it's
a good flag.
It is. It's pretty essential to not just, have you, kind of just forced to go into, 4 normal locations early on, which, is what a lot of vanilla is. But we're going to get to why it's important to maybe have a couple more places to go on the next tile, I think.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Entrances, towns, floors. Man, we got all sorts of things shuffled here, don't we?
We do. And take note right there, as you pointed out, that Canaria is also included here. There's no guarantee that we're going to see that early on. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. Seems fun.
Yeah, but we try to put some guardrails on. We try to make it not horrible right out the gate, but just be aware your mages may not necessarily work right away.
Yeah. They might have to put in a little bit of work to get them off the ground, but that's fine because, the reward you'll get when you can get them off the ground will probably be worth it. Probably. Yeah.
But at least without towns being shuffled in to the everything, we know we can find towns and magic if we need to.
This is true. So towns will still be towns.
Yes.
All the time.
Yes.
It's just, do you get Gaia right away?
Maybe you run into Gaia, maybe you run into Onrak, and then, you're just kind of stuck. And then the next thing you find is Melman. And then you're like, well, now what do I do? That can happen. But at least you know there'll be a town there for you.
So Mechlin pointing out, incoming Lefanic Canaria. Well, the superstore's on, in which case your mages are on.
Yeah, we might see a reroll in that case.
All right. Shuffles, well, notable, the Warmech Guardian of the Mossmune is turned on.
Yes.
Trapped
as well. Trapped as well and marked. You took a little mercy on them there.
Yes. There is one marked trapped chest in the entire game, and it has a Warmech and a good sword.
Yes.
Not a whole lot going on in the shops and Magic here. This, we're just going with the flow on that.
Yeah, Life 1, Life 2, some nice guardrails, like you were saying. Soft, even in battle. Also a nice little thing to throw in there. A little added survivability. It may come into play, may not, but it's there.
All right. There was a call out. The improved level 1 spells.
Yeah.
Turned on. Fire, Ice, and Lit doing Fire 3, Ice 3, Lit 3 damage. Very, very handy sometimes.
Yeah. Or very terrifying.
Yeah. All right. Enemies. Not a whole lot surprising here. Notable that the Warmech is vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these flags I like to turn on patrolling, so you have deterministic Warmechs.
Mm-hmm.
But vanilla is on this time around.
Yeah.
So who knows? Fair. Maybe you walk into Canaria Castle and it's a Bridge of Destiny, and the first encounter 4 steps in is a Warmech, and then you know where your experience is for the season.
Mm-hmm.
So we probably want to scroll down in this one too.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Yeah, I was waiting for that. Thank you, Friday. Thank you.
There are no spike tiles.
Yep. Hi, surprise.
Yeah. So with the floor shuffle in particular, there is that real possibility of getting a jerk spike tile and being completely blocked by it.
Yes.
I said no. Now, flip side, where are you going to get your experience? Mm-hmm. Maybe you find 4 steps off the hard reset of Warmech in the Bridge of Destiny, Canary Castle. I don't know.
Maybe. You jacked up the XP a little bit in the scaling. So the gift is there to kind of, help with that, help mitigate that ever so slightly. But it is something that can definitely change a strategic approach to these flags. So be mindful of that.
Absolutely.
Exactly, Mechlin, yes.
All right, so party, nothing going here. It is free choice. Just do your thing.
Yep.
On to classes. This is going to look pretty familiar. Keeping that thief agility at 50 instead of 80.
Mm-hmm.
Just, taking it back a little bit from where the beginner stuff is.
Mm-hmm.
No lockpicking, because lockpicking breaks tournaments.
It does.
Beyond that, I don't recall anything super special on this tab.
No, the innate magic bonus can be nice there, though.
Yes, true. That does usually play a role in party selection.
Mm-hmm.
Gear and items. You get a random AoE caster item and the starter pack of items. Well, what does starter pack mean? It means you're going to get some very basic equipment.
Mm-hmm. So
that is helpful in case your first town is Lefane or Onrak, where you literally can't buy equipment. And so give you a little bit of stuff there. You do get the random AoE caster item, which can help get you through the early game until you are able to, get your feet under you.
Yeah, the random AoE caster item is one of my favorite flags to have checked in this kind of a flag set. It just gives you that little extra security, early on to kind of really help you out. If you can run into something really dangerous, it can help you get through sometimes.
Absolutely. All right. Not a whole lot different here. We do have our auto retarget. We have our magic menu reordering. Very helpful, I think. These are newer flags that we're all trying to get used to.
Mm-hmm.
Fryteeth, how much do you interact with the auto retarget? Do you let that slide now that it's there sometimes, or are you still very much ingrained in the manual targeting?
I mean, I've been playing this game since 1990 without auto retargeting. It's going to be hard to adjust to that flag, probably more than any other.
Yep, I agree.
I understand entirely.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think, a whole lot of nothing in the experimental, which is fine.
Yeah.
We don't need to dive down that rabbit hole.
We had enough fun with you guys already.
So I think this one's going to be a little bit more than the prior 2 weeks in terms of getting used to the things.
Mm-hmm.
This goes a little bit deeper.
Agreed.
But with that, Fryteeth, any notes before we look at party selections?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing, especially as you're getting used to floor entrance shuffle, is have a way to track. I do all my tracking on paper. I always have. Some people do it spreadsheets. There's a number of ways you can do it, but have a way to track so that you know where things are, but don't track too much. The biggest thing to me to track is what's sort of the bottom level at each location, especially if it's something you need to go back to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my method for tracking is all in my brain, and sometimes that fails me horrifically.
Mm-hmm.
We see that sometimes in races, especially the main thing to keep in mind is you race how you practice, right?
Right.
And so if you're not tracking in practice and you try to track in a race, you will absolutely trip over yourself repeatedly.
Mm-hmm.
So, think about that actively as you're getting into practices here.
Yeah. Consistency in what you're doing will lead to, better times, better enjoyment, and just a better grasp of what you're trying to do.
All right. Before I open up the party, the first thing I'm going to say is because we've got no trap tiles, the odds of me taking a black belt are extremely low. There's just nowhere to grind it. And, we mentioned an overworld desert grind, but we've got such a low encounter rate that there's a good chance that's not going to be available to us.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see what we've got.
What would make you take a black belt?
Probably the biggest thing that would make me take a black belt is if they have teleport magic.
Yep.
Warp and exit save you so much time in a floor entrance shuffle that even if that's the only thing the black belt can do the entire seed, I'm still going to take them.
Yeah, the value that provides early on is really second to none. So I agree with that completely.
Mediocre fighter. I mean,
it's
20
fine.
MDEF is nice. That's 6 levels worth of MDEF.
Yeah, it's not too bad. The gold could come into play if we do run into an early Lefane, maybe. Ooh.
Oh, that's easy. We're taking that.
Yeah. We were probably taking one anyway, but that just solidifies it.
Right. Yeah. I'm always taking a thief because if we, one of the practice seeds I rolled for this had a required ship that was 10 floors deep behind both splits.
Oh dear Lord.
You're not getting in and out of there without a thief.
No.
Well, that's a dead black belt, all right.
Yep. Not touching that.
That is an excellent red man. 2 MDEF a level is very nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Guaranteed life on the white mage is nice.
I like that.
Yep. That's a good
It's pretty decent black mage.
So normally my party here is thief, fighter, white, black, but that fighter's just not great. The thief having legendary swords.
Mm-hmm.
And the scaling on the bosses isn't that high, so we're gonna go thief rainbow.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
I agree. Now, I will say there's one thing, and this is a nitpicky, very personal decision. I always put the black mage in slot 3 for this party, because then the black magic casters are together. That's the only thing that I say on this party selection.
I order the party exactly the same as Fryteeth, and I think to myself every time Saracen mentions that I need to do that, and I always forget. So do what you will with that out there, all right, guys?
All right, I'm going to start then.
All right.
Good luck, have fun.
So, important note, check right away to see what is in your Canaria Castle location, because that can be very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Iron Hammer +4, kind of funny. Zeus Bonk is going to be our way to take care of Bicky and the pirates.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm gonna save first just in case, whoever's using the Zeus Gauntlet gets killed, then I don't have to re-roll the party.
Yeah, that makes complete sense to me right here. Why not? This would be some nice early levels too. It's a pretty decent find, I think, early on. You couldn't ask for much better.
Yeah, and what's nice is finding Provoca here means you actually get relevant magic. You're going to have charges after killing the pirates.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is as pleasant as it's going to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we also see we're going to have a bunch of chests to open pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yes. There's so many resources to take. Cheap-ish cabins. All right.
Okay. It's okay. 60 gold's fine.
Not going in on the armor shop, huh?
Nope.
That's the worst armor shop, and we really don't have money for it. I agree with what you're doing there.
That's pretty bad black magic.
Sure is.
Breck is fine. Lock is better in other types of flags, but
Ooh.
That's Zeus Bonk's gonna be putting in some work, I think.
Do you run to check the Provoca location before doing a whole heck of a lot?
Floaters with Matoya.
Okay.
Ooh, interesting.
Good info.
Yeah. We'll note that says Matoya, so it is going to be the actual crystal and not Matoya location.
Yes.
For the people out there. Just going to point that out.
So the biggest thing to me in these flags is chest density. I'm not going to check any of the hairpins. There's nothing useful. There's stuff that could be useful up there, but there's not enough chests up there to take the time.
Yeah.
But that roo staff is really nice.
That's awesome to see early on, yeah.
Enough so that that's worth saving.
I do think it's interesting that when we go right into the ice loop. Now, in entrance and floor shuffle, anytime you have holes in the floor or teleporters, they all go together. The interesting thing I was going to say before we saw that is Cryteeth opted to tent rather than go into town because all that was missing was HP.
Yep.
Very reasonable time-saving maneuver because you're looking at screen transitions, the animation time before it actually lets you save, all of that.
Oof. Cremate on the mages is a little yucky, but I think we'll be okay to get through here.
I believe.
Yeah. They're a common encounter, but we can avoid them.
We hope.
Yeah, we also found endgame armor for 2 of our 4 characters in there.
Yes, we did. Very true. 5,400 XP is really good. Hey.
Canal. Okay. It's not the greatest first thing to find, but it's good enough.
Yeah.
It's the least exciting of the world opening incentives to me.
Yeah. It's 10% XP if nothing else. Oh,
that is a scary amount of wizard.
Yeah, these guys hit hard, and they have sleep touch.
Please go away, wizards.
Oh dear. Ooh.
Oh.
Okay.
You should have life on that black man.
Yeah. Heck yeah. All right. Feel pretty good with the encounter rate about being able to get out of here, but that is as scary as an encounter as you'll possibly see in this dungeon with the levels we have.
And this is exactly why the 0.4s are on that encounter rate.
The 2 back-to-back encounters there kind of deep feels a little weird.
All right, we got out though.
Heck yeah.
All right.
So one of the things I'm going to do, I haven't figured out the encounter table, so I'm going to save right after the bridge because I want to know where the first encounter is.
Makes sense to me.
Yep.
This is a heck of a hero run.
Yeah, that's nice. You like that? All right.
All
Crescent Lake. We have an item. We find cheap tents. That's fine. Houses are not the best, but we know they're here.
So the house purchase makes a lot of sense in terms of sustainability as you're going through these.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a lot of money to commit.
Mm-hmm.
However, it is vital that we know the information.
Yep, definitely.
So floor 2 of Ice Cave location is where we will find the crystal for our floater that we know Matoya is holding on.
So
that's an important note with the hint giver, is they will tell you the NPC or they will tell you the floor location of the chest.
Yes.
And the floor location referring to the actual overworld location.
And we know for sure that that floater is canoe lock behind, that crystal. So,
One thing to notice, if you notice where I saved, it was in case Matoya was a bad location.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm reset all the way back to there.
Yep.
One less thing.
Yeah, that's usually where I like to save as well. So that's a nice call out.
And I'm going to do the same thing before going up. Check Temple of Fiends.
Mm-hmm. And 3 boxes.
Acceptable 3 boxes. We get a shard. That's a good start.
Probably maybe want to hang on to it, but without the scaling being based on shards, I can see you resetting out if you really wanted to. But, either way is fine.
Pro ring helps.
Yeah, it does. It's a fine 3 boxes.
The thing about resetting out of a shard that you know the location of is you don't necessarily know the location, in 20 minutes.
Yeah,
it's true. Or whenever you're heading towards Tove.
Yeah, definitely.
So, again, with anytime you have teleporters or holes, it all goes together because otherwise the game breaks. It doesn't know how to handle that. So, ordeals will always be ordeals.
Yep. So we're going to see fairly quickly once Fry-Teeth finds the item here if we are going to have to show off how you put on that extended early open on to be able to walk to anywhere else.
Yes. All right, Fry-Teeth, big veteran runner question. When you're going through ordeals, you're doing this pillar maze, how do you refer to the pillars?
The three rooms bottom versus top. So that's top there, and then these I've just got numbered in my head as 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're taking a long way through here.
It's been a rough one.
Yeah. I used to call the 2 top bottom rooms top bottom, and the ones that were off centered left right, and it drove Shroom absolutely mad. So now I've taken to calling them exactly how Fry-Teeth does them.
See, I refer to them as 1 and 2, and each room to me makes logical sense, but it's always 1 is the furthest left or the most vertical of them, which ultimately means the most vertical of them. But yeah, they're all numbered to me.
Heel helmet's a little bit of cash, I guess, and okay.
So the other thing to keep in mind with entrance floor town is the chime is not necessarily required, but the cube is very helpful.
Yeah,
that can be a blocker.
Yep. And hey, Temple of Fiends.
Okay. All right, that's a reasonable Toph location.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I'm used to it being Volcano or Cardian.
Yeah, right. Always feels so awkward in these kind of flags to be like 40 minutes in and not have found Temple of Fiends yet.
Yeah.
Poison Touch Garland. You shouldn't have. No love for just a little bit of Brack here, just in case?
Oh, I forgot I bought that.
I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't truly matter, but,
So same thing I did for Matoya. We're going to save here and peek in Marsh before we save outside of Marsh.
I am 100% on board with that every time. Hey, the key is relevant.
How about that coming into play relatively quickly?
The rod is like the most infuriating thing to just see. Into the herb? What is this?
So lovely. How kind of you.
Wow, the logic is here.
Oh, into the canoe. I'm just waiting for Matoya to be sitting there at Elf Castle. Like, goodness gracious.
That'd be hilarious.
Wouldn't it?
I mean, actually, what would be truly amazing is if Matoya was the floor after the Ice 2 crystal.
Oh, good. Wouldn't that be something?
So that was fantastic. We got to see a lot of nice things there. Into the not nice, I guess we get Gaia.
Yeah. Shop items still outstanding. Oh, you know, I was going to say, watch us be the bottle.
So maybe you have enough to sell to get them.
It's possible. TNT behind the waterfall.
I don't think I have much of anything to sell. No, nothing there.
You got an Opal Bonk. You got
the heel helmet, maybe.
Dancer, please leave.
Right? Hopefully this heel helmet's worth a little bit. And then you can consider that white shirt, maybe.
Nope.
Nah, not really.
No, even selling the white shirt wouldn't make a whole lot of sense there, so...
Maybe, no, I was going to say, maybe we just get a bunch of money right here. No,
yeah. I mean, there's worse items to be in a shop located somewhere else, so at least we know it's there.
Yep. And you know that it's immediately turn-inable.
Yeah, yeah. The save there again. I save a little bit to the left there, but Fry Teeth's showing a lot of really good overworld stuff here. Run into a decent find. Here we go. Level 3-4 magic's nice.
Yeah, Elfland is one of those towns that you really like to see.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get a lot of value out of it.
Yeah.
It has a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Tier 3 spells right there. Pretty good to see. Ice 3, Fire 3. Very well rounded. Harm 2 and Invis 2 even says our white mage can do a couple things.
Yeah. But, you know, the flip side, had this been on rack. Ooh, exit very helpful.
Yep.
Sad that it's locked only... Oh, okay, key from the crown.
Okay, okay.
Sad that the exit is locked to that white man.
Temper's nice. Temper's nice. And we can afford all this magic, too, so that's got to feel pretty good for Teeth, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's still... that bottle still concerns me as to what it could be, but...
Yeah. The worst case scenario is the bottle is the rod, and it blocks your access to floater.
Right, right. Chance of that are fairly low, I would say, but it definitely is not zero.
This is a good floor to get some chests out of.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully we can run into some cash here.
It is adequately dense.
Yep.
And the adequate is largely on the back of the encounters not progressing as you're walking. Just because, you know, it's very easy to get into a volcano and be like, oh yeah, just walk all over everything. It's great. But you know, you do have to manage your health pots, but the biggest thing is you just don't have that many.
Mm-hmm.
Sun Sword for that red mage is actually pretty good.
Yeah. And oh yeah, that's right. We are still doing Shard Hunt, everybody.
Yeah.
That awkward feeling when I'm not sure what our time is, maybe around 20-ish minutes, and we have like 5 shards.
17 according to the stream.
Okay. I'm watching Fryteeth's stream, not the stream, so apologies. Oh, hey, we have a Brack.
Yeah, that's an ambitious brack.
It's there. Why not?
We're saving. We're going back. We want those 4 shards. I'm on board with this.
It can't hurt to try to throw it out at least one round, right? It's not that deep. There's a bunch of free steps. The encounter rate's not terrible. Like, I'm on board too. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Except I think I forgot to buy. Yeah, I forgot to buy Brack for the red mage.
Oh no. Well, you know what? I'm fully confident we're gonna hit it turn 1 anyway.
I really wish we could take that encounter.
Yeah, that's a nice one. That's my favorite encounter in the game.
Heal the black mage so you don't get incidentally lit 2'd out of your brack.
Right. All right, let's see. Here we go. I mean, you got the ability to make this work too if Brack decides to. Hey, there we go. See, I told you. Never had a doubt. Never had a doubt.
Fantastic. Well, that's 4 more shards.
Very nice, very nice. That feels pretty good. And now being able to roll into where you know the location of the floater is, that feels good. That's a nice find.
Well, where the crystal is to help get the floater.
I mean, you know where it is, and there's the chances are that it's blocked by bed is probably not so great, but hey.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. There's lots of things that this could be as our floor 2, because remember that there are incentive locations that are pass-through floors.
Yep.
So if you're thinking about like Sky 2, that's a pass-through floor. It's not a terminal floor.
Seriously, what are you doing? What are you doing, man? Oh boy! And now, you know, if you call this being Matoya like you did, and it is, you know,
that would be hilarious.
I'm gonna walk away right now. Okay, well, at least we had to go at least one more floor.
We have exit. That counts for a lot.
Yeah. Ghosts are very spooky. We got a lot of sky going on here.
And it's hard to resist checking all the chests on this floor.
Yeah, it's 14 chests on this floor. Like you were saying chest density. This is definitely one of them.
Now, the hard part for me is I want all the experience in all the land, and this is where I get experience typically.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that's a little painful, but we do what we can.
You got ice 3, fire 3, a lit 2 bong. Like, we can be tossing some stuff out of these garbage packs if we wanted. But, I mean, either way, just keep on moving forward, I think.
I love Manticore packs.
Yeah.
It's just who I am.
Yeah. No, they're great. They're great. They're you know, they're like Gershark Big Eyes. They're XP pinatas. They're 2,000-3,000 XP, and they go down to really not that much effort.
That is a very helpful opal.
Oh right boy, there. Yeah, that's nice to see.
And I put it on the white mage because white mage has exit. That's the most important character to keep alive.
Absolutely.
Oh,
all right, a little boring floor here.
Yeah, we're rolling into a little bit of a dungeon layer burrito here.
But I do agree. I normally like to take some of those encounters, but I don't know how deep this dungeon is, and I want to keep my resources. Well, it wasn't that much deeper.
But it does roll into another item, so that feels pretty good.
Yes.
Oh, hey!
Oh!
Yeah.
Wow,
we're not touching that.
Woo!
Are you sure? You have wall, you have ruse, you have invis too, you have temper.
You could, you know... If that was a katana +4, I would say go for it, but, I mean, alas.
Yeah...
Okay.
The ship is 100% a thing we leave with, and we call it a day.
Mm-hmm.
We live with the fact that we know that that's there, and we're probably not going back for it.
Pop quiz chat, where's the ship going to populate? Yes, Woodbear, exactly. Rax with the provoke a call.
That is correct.
It
Entrance and
is.
floor does not think that this is a mystery as to where this should show up. Woobear, you are correct. That is the only other location that will pop at provoke.
Yes. I thought that bottle was 26k, and I was about to be like, whoo!
So question about what was in the X chest. That is our marked Mossmute.
Yes.
And Warmack is guarding it.
Saracen, going to point out that you also call that bottle being the rod, so you can stop now.
You might have noticed that I've played this game for right about 4 years as a randomizer. Like, you get this almost premonition about some garbage.
All right,
hey, we can get all our magic now.
Well, that is the worst town to find after we just spent all our money, but a great town nonetheless.
Yep.
Tier 3's alright, that's fine.
Well, I mean, realistically, all we cared about was level 1, and oh man, that's just sad. Like, maybe we check the other levels just to see what's there, but like...
oh gosh, oh boy.
It's good we found Temper at a reasonable...
Nuke is there at one of the worst spots. It always upsets me so much when I see level 6 magic having something I want.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
That means that Gaia has our fast.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Yes. 20% chance we don't need promotion for that, but I don't feel good about it.
Hey, all right.
All right. Movement acquired. Okay.
All right. So, I mean, that makes the seed feel a lot better. And having it as a first floor location, just no nonsense. We're just going to go get our floater, call it a day.
Yep.
Fryteeth, do you check Ordeal's location before you go?
That's where we're going right now.
Yeah, I like that.
So, Ordeal's location, horrible to get to sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's worth checking before you go turn in the floater, because then you don't have to deal with airship.
Yeah, it's the only location too that we're going to need to not have the airship for, like, a quicker entrance to. So this makes a lot of sense to me.
Yep. I don't like going here. And it always feels bad when this rolls as Toph.
Yeah, right. And a couple of floors that, the floors that exist, they don't have any value for us. Both short floors in a row into Bahamut.
Well, that's a nice reset out.
Yeah, and I'm sorry for saying we won't have to come back here if we want to come back here. Although with the legendary weapons on the thief, it doesn't mean we have to, but we probably will want to.
I think it all depends, right?
Yeah, it's going to depend.
I don't necessarily feel like the thief needs bonkers equipment to make this all happen.
We have that Opal +4 also. So the thief has an endgame armor without a promotion if we really, don't feel like going back there.
So, worth noting from a routing perspective.
Oh, geez.
Hey, it's that other side of Titans that we don't care about now. Cool.
How cute.
Part of me immediately was like, hey, you've got the floater. It's time to fly down to Gaia and see what's there.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, we don't need to. Because, hey, carry floor, very nice. Because at this point, we have found Provoca already, which matters. We found Lefane for the magic. We don't have a slab to translate, so we don't care about Melmond yet. We don't have an Oxyale, so we don't care about Onrak yet. That takes everything out of the equation. So, like, the city portion, we don't need to care about until we get some.
Ooh, that's a Kelly that didn't punch very hard at all.
Keep in mind that while that was not much of a punch, it was against the white mage with the
with the Opal +4. That's right. That's right. I take it back. That is a little spooky.
This thief is actually going to hit, which is really funny.
Yeah.
Like, that little silver knife is going to do some work.
Yeah. Yep. Very nice. Feeling when lit 2 is better to see than lit 1.
I think he throw ice 3s out here. Oh, fast is a free turn.
Yeah.
Maybe we just get the kill.
There we go. Nice.
I was a little worried there for a second with where the hit points were at, but the thief being relatively healthy was nice.
Yep.
So this is kind of closing out the location, so to speak. Like, Melmond Continent has 4 entrances. This is a fine entrance to start at. We like getting the chests here.
Yep.
That's okay for that location, or that floor.
So, 15 shards. We got half of what we need already. That feels alright.
Yeah, that's pretty decent.
Yeah.
Earth floors are always my least favorite things to find.
Yeah, and they always tend to have, like, a couple shards, you know, because, you know, they're Earth and, you know, Murphy's Law.
I mean, I don't mind seeing the XP chest, at least.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, one of the things to notice, you know, I've taken hardly any fights. The party's all at level 15 already.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's almost all off of those XP boxes, which is great.
Yeah, I think the pirates and, you know, the fiends was pretty much the only fights you've taken so far that weren't required.
So another 2 shards incoming as we get our free Lich fight. This is a lot more respect for Lich 1 than I was expecting.
It's... A little bit of absorb honor. Ooh.
It's more a statement about just how bad the silver knife is.
That's fair.
Yeah, the wall is just in case we get something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good reason to have a wall.
Yeah. Sometimes respect is, you know, respect.
Yeah, but fire 3, you know?
Yeah, no, you're right.
Or 508 damage.
Yeah, stab.
Black Mage heal magic coming in again. I love it.
Clutch.
Alright, so on party again. I knew this was coming because it's like the obvious. This is just what you do.
Lots of items here. That's fine. 2 items here.
2 items is good. If one of them is crown, it's fantastic because then we get to figure out where the key is. Ribbo, also nice.
That's good. We like seeing that. And, you know, dwarf item is fine also.
And now, this is unusual, what I'm going to do here. But there's a reason for this.
Is it because you already saw a hint for something in the waterfall?
I did. We know the TNT's in the waterfall. Now that I've got the adamant, it means that whenever I find dwarves, it's going to be a single dive.
I am on board with that 100%. It's nice seeing a nice empty hallway here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well,
all right.
we have the rod.
We do. I think the fact that you already have gotten the ribbon from a turn-in as well definitely adds to this being a nice play, because chances are that, one dud is now a dwarf is a little bit lower.
I am a little surprised that you're not taking some of those proximity chests on the way through, like Asher Trunk and the normally trapped box there.
Mm-hmm.
Just because those have the possibility of being shards. And, at the very least, we like shards.
They do, but I'm at 17 already. Assuming I find, Tia, I don't need a lot more. So
I follow that line.
Yeah, I do too.
we do not have
the sadness.
That's a little awkward.
It's nice that it's not super deep, but man, that's a required double dip of the Onrak continent.
Yeah, but let's have that TNT come into use though before. Oh, hi. That's also probably had to be here almost, like 33% chance given what else we've seen.
Nice little restock on the houses.
Yeah.
But also notable, and shout out to 30 minutes ago, being able to utilize the encounter manipulation throughout this whole seed has been a huge boon.
Mm-hmm.
This is a good location for no encounters in 7 boxes, so we like that. And no shards? Hello?
So strange.
Yeah, sometimes. It really throws you off when this floor isn't where you expect it, and then you're just like, wait a minute, which direction am I going?
Shout out to Fried Teeth for going the correct way.
I have been converted to the up and right crew, so
It saves a step either way. Like, I get it.
So left and up is nice because you're already holding left when you get to it in Scott.
Right. Go ahead, Fried Teeth. What were you thinking?
I was going to say that's exactly what I was going to say. When you go into that floor, you're already holding left, and the next floor you need to go up. So that's why I've always felt that's the correct way to go.
So the flip side of that is that even though you were already holding that direction, there's enough time on the screen wipe to buffer your input.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So, like, learning it is fine. Doing it either way is fine, as long as you consistently perform, right?
Right, down, right. Interesting, Mecklin.
That's the Red Dead redemption.
This is true. You can also go, left up, or right up, right down, right down. You can do the staircase if you want. There is if you're going to talk step, the correct answer is right and up. It saves one less step. But, at the end of the day, like Frighty said, do what you're comfortable with. And just get used to doing it. And repetition is key at that point.
Yep. Some time back, Rich Bork did an analysis of where he could save time, and having the input buffered as you're going into the next screen saved him roughly half a second on every transition. And that doesn't sound like a lot until you realize that that's 100 some transitions in the course of a seed.
Yeah, it adds up.
And a minute is a lot of time.
Yeah. The game is raced at the highest level. A minute can make an absolute difference. Bad men are bad.
You know what's also bad right now? We haven't seen either split yet.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah. And we've seen both short floors already in the same dungeon, almost back to back. So we're gonna be the thought that some pain is around the corner is not out of the question.
Yeah, the later it goes, the more concerning those splits are.
Yeah. And we're running into some long, unpleasant floors here without the kind of, magic we can spam to kind of get through it if we run into some trouble.
The worst part about not seeing the splits yet is that makes me feel like they're going to be here.
Yeah.
Back to back. Again, this deep.
Yeah. And, you have exit Fried Teeth, you have the ability to survive, and you're running into a lot of shards, which is really great because I think you only need like 4 more, maybe 5 if my count is right. So Tia and 1 more shard, and like we're well on our way, but we still need that loot and still need that key.
Yeah, and the key is going to be behind the crown. We know where the Northwest Castle location is, so that's good. But the loot still outstanding is a little scary.
There's one. There's one.
The Oracle returns.
Mermaid side first, is that common for you, Fried Teeth? Or are you just like, pathing just on autopilot right now?
Yeah, that's just the way I go normally.
Yeah, me too. That's nice.
Right. This is big.
That's very, and shards too. Oh boy, that's real nice.
That Ice 3 shield is very helpful if the promotion is still in the cards.
Yeah, I think we're going to be... That's probably the worst item. I think we could still run into a tail here. I'm hopeful.
Didn't we get a hint about what the TNT turned into?
Oh, it's the Oxio. Okay, so... Onrak continent. Half-solved Onrak continent.
So, good news, this is not a lot of walking to get back to the split.
Yeah. And I think with needing 4 shards, like I don't think Fried Teeth's going to open many more boxes unless they're like, right in his way. So that's got to also feel okay.
Yeah, except I'm not thrilled about my weapon situation at the moment.
Yeah.
I would imagine you're not particularly thrilled about the level situation either.
Yeah.
Okay, that was good news.
Yeah, that was really good news, actually.
Not having to dive further, like inoculation against risk, right?
You do know where the Masa is if it really comes down to it, and it's not super deep. But I mean, you make a good point about your weapon situation. Oh, hey, Tia, hi.
That actually, to me, says maybe go back for that Masa because we know where it is.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard because it's not an easy fight.
Right. I mean, you might have the juice to get it done with the ruse stick and, the ribbon now. If you can opal and power bonk up on that thief, maybe we can get through. But, yeah, Wormek also does Wormek things.
Leaning into the life and battle.
Yeah, why not? Okay, so that's good. We like seeing that so far.
Come on, Bane.
Come on, Bane. Isn't Bane like better chance to hit Tia than Brack?
Nope.
It's all the same or whatever. I always thought.
So Bane has the lower accuracy. It's the same element. It's just that the poison element is something that Tia is weak to. I think Nintendo Power called out Bane.
Right. Yeah. Something feels like I know that, forever it was always Bane against Tia, Brack against Kraken, but that could just be, in my brain from the way we played this game.
Yeah, I think that's old and bad information because the accuracy rate on Brack is just better.
Yeah, this is true.
Mermaids is incentivized.
Yeah, it's a free floor, and
wow, that's something we didn't need.
Wow, was that 3 in a row?
It was.
Oh my goodness. And a point of order, scaling is not based on shards. That's not even any kind of beneficial for us.
Mechlin pointing out also the Bane Sword is a relevant concern there.
Yeah.
All right. I don't like seeing slab, but I'm okay with it there.
Yeah. It's fine. It's vanilla as heck, but it's fine.
All right. It's the other split. Hooray.
That feels okay being only at the surface level. It's, it's a split and it feels gross, but at least it's not deep.
So from the waterfall.
Right.
That's an incentive item. It's an exitable one. There's no spike tile. That's So from a standpoint of locations, we haven't checked Gaia or Lefane on the overworld.
Right.
One of those is Canaria and one of those is Melvin.
Yeah.
So that's that's kind of weighing like which of those walks is it, and you really hope it's Gaia.
You really do.
Because Canaria is worthless.
Yeah, there's nothing there we want. Like, maybe we have we seen pro rings or gold bracelets? Like, there could be something there that we air quote want, but I don't even see us walking into another shop. Like,
Frighty hasn't walked into an armor shop.
Exactly. What's an armor? We got armor at home.
It's called my face.
Yeah, we block what you can hit. You only need armor when you can't hit me. It's pretty simple.
All right, the crown is big. We needed that.
Yeah, we do. So this is a loot hunt, which is feeling increasing like it's going to be behind the slab, probably. Like what's left?
We've also got
Canaria
Sarda, and we haven't seen. That's right. And Canaria Lock, thank you. And then come on, man.
Real.
Oh wait, there's another split to check.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be funny if that was Sarda?
Yeah, I would have left in frustration there too, walking the 6 shards we've gotten without needing to do to you.
Just because it's here.
Yeah,
it's
3
boxes with no consequence.
Yeah.
Man, Thor hammer.
It is a not useless Thor hammer considering our magic situation, but in frustration, we're going to leave that behind.
Here.
You have.
Mark it. Yeah. Okay, I didn't mark
it. That was
it.
mermaids.
That's right. Oops.
So locations left. We're going to turn in that crown, and that's at the waterfall.
Yeah.
The Oxyil to open up into Onrak Town, which is at Onrak.
Yeah. Hopefully this is something that's not, the other dead end.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely odd in this seed having all the shards and still looking for, stuff.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
More floors of walking. Yeah, there it is, the dead end. Yeah.
So I think that means Sarda has to be behind the chime.
Yeah. It was a very early chime you got as well, too. Just saying, hey, go to Mirage. Sometimes it all just makes sense in the most cruel way possible.
Yep. But it is still sort of a question as to whether Sarda is the answer.
Yeah.
Okay, +5 is actually good armor.
That's good, yeah. 13 of Absorb is pretty good.
But at this point, I am planning on getting the Massa.
Yeah.
It's hard to say no to the sword you know the location of.
Yeah, unless you get lucky and there's a katana or something in the 3 boxes over here, and the locked room. If you even feel like checking it, it just makes sense.
But we've got Lefane and Canaria locked and Sarda left.
Yeah, the Vorpal out there is enticing, I guess.
If it rolls up, it's good enough.
It's good enough, yeah, it's true.
Nothing, and more nothing.
Wow.
Hooray.
And you've skipped a lot of boxes, and the shards haven't come back to bite you, and then you've opened a lot of boxes and found nothing but sadness. Like, where are the weapons?
This hero run, by the way,
feels good.
Feels very good.
It'll serve us quite well until... Oh, wait, short Topher, never mind.
All right, old man, what you got for us?
This feels like it's maybe going to be our loot. Yeah.
Okay.
It just felt like it probably had to be there to be saying, if you want to get this a little more secure, you got to go do some more things.
Yeah, so that means that the slab turns into the tail.
Yeah, and the Vorpal is behind the Vorpal's behind
that's
that
right.
block.
The Vorpal is the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really don't want to do this, but
I guess it is worth checking Keylock Canaria Castle.
Yeah.
I
mean, with the legendary weapons on the Thief too, like the Vorpal's fine. It's passable. It's fine.
Yeah. I have my doubts about actually killing Warmech with the current loadout.
Yeah. It'll get us through Warmech at the very least, even if it's minus. Yeah, we can temper that to the moon and get enough sabers in there with the power bonk where it'll be fine.
And, as long as Warmech cooperates with those thoughts.
Yeah, there is that. If he decides to nuke and nuclear away, it might be a bad time, but...
Yeah, and, that call-out at party selection of the overworld grind being very inconsistent is living up to itself here.
Yeah, sure is. All right, this is hopefully not just the tail, and this is the Vorpal. Oh, that is, I mean,
that's good enough for endgame.
Yeah, we don't even really need to go do a Warmech at this point, unless you want the levels. There's really no point.
I do worry about the levels here, but
yeah.
So I am going to go do the Warmech because 19, I mean, with this scaling, could get through, but, fast being, well, we don't even know if it's 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Makes it a little not great.
Yep.
20% chance we don't need promotion for fast, which I don't know if we want to roll the dice for.
No, especially because Bahamut's ordeals.
Yeah.
So if I was racing, I might not do this.
Yeah, this feels a little rough to have to do.
Yeah, the encounter rate, is a little forgiving here, and to your point, if you're not showcasing, you probably don't do this. But I mean,
But with the encounter rate, it's going to take like no time at all.
Yeah. You're going to be able to make it there without the hard reset. With the hard reset, even. So I mean, it's fine.
Wait, this was deeper than I noted.
Whoops. It's fine.
No big deal.
I believe in you. I mean, it had a lot of interstitial garbage, is really what I'm seeing.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, overall, it's probably about a 70 to 80 second time investment to go do that.
Shout out to the one charge of exit also, by the way.
There's not been a lot of housing lately.
All right,
I think that strategically planned right there.
Sure. Oh wait, I don't need to do that. I'm not in a location. All right, where was Warmech? Ice Cave.
Yep.
I don't. Yeah, it's not even worth looking for fast right now.
Yeah, you're not going to get charges.
Yeah.
Well, if I do this, I will.
You'll have it after this, yeah, but it won't serve you any good here in this fight.
If it's level 8 Gaia, then you won't. You're not going to get 6 levels in the Black Mage from this.
Well, I've already got 2 level 8 casts, though.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because of the life spell.
Heal magic coming in clutch.
And yeah, I'm not doing this because I feel like I need the Massa. That Vorpal is good enough. I'm doing this solely for the levels.
Mm-hmm.
And the deep, deep tour of the deck.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, the funniest part is when you walk up to this chest and you're like, you're walking through the initial and you just autopilot into it because it's so close to the door. Yep. And you're like, oh no.
Okay.
Oh, Woobear yelling at you because that is the linked chest in the top left corner.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
See, I don't acknowledge the existence of the top left room.
Yeah, me neither.
So much for getting the levels on the Black Mage.
I mean,
life in battle, though.
Yeah, I should have done that.
I think it's better to put the levels into the ninja anyway.
Yeah.
Alright, where was Temple of Fiends? I can't read my handwriting.
Northwest Castle. Yeah.
Short Topher, it is much more acceptable to not, you know, dive at all of your heal potion refills and all that. You can fizzle your beefs here. It's fine.
Yeah, it's no big deal.
Especially since, didn't the Red Mage have Cure 3 as well? Like, the White Mage has Cure 3 at level 1. I thought, like, yeah, I might be mixing it up with the thing I did earlier.
Life magic on the Red Mage. Or life magic on... no, I think you're right. Cure 3 on the Red Mage, heal on the Black Mage with life magic, yeah.
There's a nice first turn from Kerry.
Yeah, you like that.
I love it. Nice second turn from Kerry, too.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. A little more respect here being shown for the squid, and I am here for it.
This is shockingly vanilla behavior.
Yeah, that's a good turn 1. Ooh.
Good turn, too.
Right?
Yeah. Very free. The wall has already gone off. The hit points are still there. Sleep Touch Kraken.
That's cute.
That can do some really rude things depending on turn order.
It sure can.
You know, one of the big things to just mention with any Fiend battles, especially these refights, I always like to say you should know, especially that first turn, exactly what you're going to do before the battle begins.
Yeah, don't make decisions on turn 1. Execute decisions you've already made.
Very sound advice. Oh, that's a
You know what's really concerning to me? The things we haven't seen.
Yeah. That's a thick Tiamat.
I really wanted that Black Mage 1 damage to do the kill. Goodbye, White Mage. We love you. Not enough.
And she'll do her job. She carried the ribbon down here, and now she'll throw out a white shirt till she dies. It's exactly what she's meant to do.
Yep.
See? We might even get another turn out of her. That is best case scenario.
Whoops. That's terrible. No.
Some days the menuing is just... It goes out the window at a certain
Sometimes. The 2 is also fine.
The Bane is fine.
Yeah, everybody survives. Test swing with that. Yeah, there we go. 590 is a really good first swing. 1 HP on that Black Mage. 824 also very good. We've done over 1,300 damage so far.
Cure 3 is a good call out here because that's
that's
ensuringly.
Very skinny chaos. GG's, Friday.
GG.
Very nice.
Question in chat about lock stacking. Yes, it does. Yes. So it is subtracting evasion with every cast. 20, right?
I think 20, yeah.
It matters most to get it past kind of the midpoint, right? Like, it's super important to be able to hit, and if it's rolled up evasion on the enemy, it can be very essential.
Yes.
But there is also a degree to which you could just pray for crits and temper instead. Lock is... It's an all-right spell. It's not amazingly overpowered, but it is most important to ramp the number of hits with it.
Yeah, it can be essential depending on the flag set as well. It did a little bit of work here for sure, but it's a spell that's, a lot more viable when the boss stats are scaled a little bit higher than they are here.
Yes. All right, so that was a 5905.
Yeah, that was a really great run right there, and the extra charge to boot was just kind of funny.
Yeah, and I mean, it probably could have been faster if we'd skipped Warmech and the tail, but
I think
I don't know if it would have been that. I don't know if it would have been that easy at level 19.
Yeah, the Warmech levels were, I think, the important part there, more than anything else.
Agreed. You didn't see that nuclear nuke would have struck fear into that dive, but you had plenty of survivability and security there with what you did have, so that was good.
So, any overall thoughts about the flag set that you want to share?
Fun flag set. I think the Thief is a must in this flag set because some of these we saw how deep some of these dungeons can get. If you get one of those early without a Thief, you're not getting there. I'd say the Canaria Shuffle is the hardest flag to me on here because who knows what magic you're going to end up with early. But if you walk in and that's Gaia or Onrak, that is the point where I had to provoke a very, very quickly. Where you're in really bad shape is if you find Gaia and Onrak and Melmond as your first 2 towns. Then the question comes: do you walk all the way around to Elfland? And to me, that depends on what item magic you start with and what those early dungeons are. If you can get through them and just run through them, then no. But if you find you're running into a wall, then it might be worth that trip down there.
The chances you run into those 3 towns early and have like a Bane sword are not great, but they're not 0. So remember that.
What I always think with this sort of flag set is that this is an excellent opportunity to become familiar with the instant kills that you don't normally use.
Mm-hmm.
And that is because they may very well be your opportunity to progress.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's not just getting Gaia and on-rack early. You could walk in. I mean, we saw what the level 1 magic was in this seed, so even if we'd found Canaria early, wouldn't have been so helpful.
Yeah, basically any magic that was worth casting was at level 3 and 4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think a worthwhile call out here again is when we looked at encounters that Fryteeth took, they were basically non-existent.
Yeah.
The XP boxes do a lot of lifting in Shard Hunt. And this
Mm-hmm.
is another one of those flag sets where you get to let the loot goblin out.
Yep.
You need to open boxes.
Mm-hmm. You saw he took nothing but essential fights, right across the beginning. The pirates, the couple of fiends. There wasn't any kind of just wild encounters that Fryteeth was taking for levels. And you saw he was level 15. He called it out. Like, you're gonna get plenty just by attrition in these. So save time where you can.
I think that I was the only random encounter I took, and as a black belt player, I took that out of principle.
Exactly.
All right. Well, it looks like we don't have any other questions in chat here.
Yeah, I see a bunch of ducks already getting ready to do a little pickup race, so it should be nice to see some things going on.
I'm not surprised because it happened last week too. So I do want to say thank you, Fryteeth, for being our guest runner tonight.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to see you doing the other side of your skill set because I'm very used to seeing the black belt stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that you're not just a black belt. Right. So yeah, this was nice to see, and I think that you put on a great show for the Ducks tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Fryteeth.
Thanks for having me. I did think about running this as a black belt seed, which, if the Ducks are wondering how do you run a black belt in this flag set, the VOD is long gone, but I ran a flag set very similar to this once as a black belt by taking a Lich 2 grind.
It's funny because the Lich 2 grind is something that we've talked about occasionally in various channels, because there is a Duck Weekly that Ravioli smashed a Chaos Rush because of the Lich 2 grind.
Yep.
And it lives on in my brain rent free.
It does, yeah.
Well, beyond that, thank you to Rax for doing the tracking tonight. Thank you, Dark Moon, for doing the restream. Thank you, Luffy, for hanging out, because I always like hanging out with you, buddy.
Yeah, definitely.
Fryteeth, again, thank you. It's good hanging out with you, too. But we don't get to hang out a whole lot, and here you are.
Yeah.
As I said, I appreciate giving me the chance to do this. I hope I explained enough of my logic. A lot of it makes sense in my head. Doesn't always make sense when I try to explain it out loud.
I know that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
That's a process, learning how to get that out in a coherent fashion. I've been working on it for 2.5 years.
I use a lot of code in my head, so I get that. A lot of shorthand, a lot of just like rambling. So
yeah. All right, Luffy, final thoughts?
Yeah, so again, thank you, Fryteeth, for doing this. Saracen for letting me join. Dark Moon and Rax, and have fun with this flag set. There's a few different ways you can do this. We were talking party select early on. You can do the black belt thing if you want. It's a viable strat, but have some fun. Watch out for that Warmech. Don't autopilot into that trap chest also, and it should be a good time.
Absolutely. Other thing I'll toss out is that 3 party member configurations are very viable in this flag set.
Yeah.
The scaling makes them just shoot to the moon. And that can be very helpful if you were concerned about hit points.
Yep, definitely.
Standard spiel time, right? So if you have not already joined the Discord, join the Discord. You can do so by clicking the community Discord link on FinalFantasyRandomizer.com, which is also where the randomizer is at. Links are now in the chat. Thank you, Luffy.
Yeah.
So this is week 3 of our Duck Rally. We have 2 more weeks after this, which is going to be exciting. Who's looking forward to what weeks 4 and 5 bring in now that we're accelerating the pace a little bit?
I know I am.
Yeah. We are also amazingly close. We are literally a week and a half away from the FFR Winter Marathon, which is also crazy. We're going to be supporting the Burn Children's Fund, which is with the South Carolina firefighters. I've been updating our host one sheet this week. So I get to, see all the stuff about that. This is a big year for that charity. We saw a big year coming in for the summer marathon for the Liam Foundation. Mm-hmm. We're seeing another big year coming in for the Burn Children's Fund, as they are now a standalone organization. They're not partnered or co-sponsoring things anymore. That's huge. Yeah. So looking forward to raising money for them. That is going to be December 6th through the 8th. We have a pre-show on the 5th. And it's a big one. We got a big run starting on the 5th. So come check that out. Hang out, see all the different randomizers that we're going to be playing there. And, if it is within your means and your interests, come support the charity as well. So that's going to be the 6th through the 8th. That's going to be right here, Final Fantasy Randomizer's Twitch page. Winter Tournament going to be coming up in the not too distant future as well. Usually that's like a January thing. Mm-hmm. I hear that's looking spicy so far. Mm-hmm. I hear little rumors. I haven't looked very hard, but I hear little rumors it's pretty spicy. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the next boot camp is, 4 or 5 months away.
Yeah, right around the corner.
Far out. Yeah, it's pretty close. So if you want to learn the randomizer, that's a great way to do it. If you want to look at the VODs and materials we have documented, because we do very thorough documentation around here, that's going to be in the wiki at FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. Anyway, I've been rambling for 3 minutes on this exit because I have no coherence right now. Thank you, everybody. Good to see you. Join the fun little pickup race if it's still open to join right now. Otherwise, run it async. You can do that too. Mm-hmm. With that, I've been Saracen, Luffy, Fry Teeth, Dark Moon, Rax, all in the booth here. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.